we are heading to HyperFest. It's about a 3-hour drive, one of the longest drives I've done in this car. We got the entire thing full here, we got the entire trunk full. This is the most practical S2000 I've ever seen. Less talking, let's hit the road and I'll show you what's going on when we get there. I spent too much time looking around the track Friday and missed the downhill derby. My buddy Paul here was in the race. He was a champion and wanted to show us how it went down. That's basically it, with a little bit of different stuff at the end. But that night was fun, shenanigans went down, and we had a campfire. It was dope! This is Saturday, technically day 2 of HyperFest. A lot of the events go down Saturday. This is our camp spot. As you can see, it was really legit. Really like a regular camping. We got our cooler, got our camp set up, and other people were camping too. Then we went to the paddock, which was right nearby. Anyone can walk in here. You can't drive in here, but anyone can walk in here. So it was super chill. You could walk around, look at as much stuff as you want, and it was huge. This was just the racing paddock. There's another paddock that's coming up in a second. There's a lot of spec racing that weekend, meaning that the cars are all very, very, very similar, almost identical, so it keeps the competitive field constant. Some BMWs, those are the things with Thunder Hill challenge things, I don't know, internet correct me. These obviously are Miatas. There was a ton of Miatas running in their spec Miata class, as well as some spec E30s, spec E46s, and some S2000s, of course. Hondas represent. Speaking of S2000, this is Devon's. He's featured on the Speed Academy. This thing's turboed, making probably over 500 horsepower. It was nasty on the track, and it just sounded the par too. This Miata was turboed and super nasty on the track. Not only was there road racing on the outer course, but there was drifting going on almost the entire day on the inner course. This was the entirely separate drift paddock, which was total bonkers. Super sweet cars in here, and just a ton of horsepower. And looking in the back there was my favorite, selfishly. Bogan AF, Holden Commodore Ute, supercharged, nasty, nasty.
Josh Robinson's in and out in his Holden Ute. That's the vehicle that comes to us from Perth, Australia.
Where else can you watch drifting and a road race at the exact same time? Sensory overload. One getting Junior's tire smoke started to make me feel a little dizzy, so we went and checked out some other car activities. Inside that main paddock area, there were just a ton of car shows, hard static park, different brands, different genres, different age groups, etc. Anything you wanted was basically here at this car show. It was nuts. It was so hot outside that we wanted to come inside for a bit, and lo and behold, there was RC drift cars going on inside. These were actually really sweet. Looking in, zooming in, they looked like real cars, and their drift patterns looked almost identical to what was going outside. That, and it was just really cold in here, so it made it nice. So we decided to come back for lunch, and then some super redneck lawnmower racing was going on. This is the Not As Far As class. Got monster trucks in the background. It was nuts. And if you think you couldn't get any more redneck than this, there was blind golf cart racing. I actually did this race. I couldn't get a video obviously because I was the one blind. Spoiler alert, we did not win. So basically how these guys are looking is what I look like. HyperFest was S2000 heaven this year. There were a ton of really nicely built, very nice looking S2000s. It was amazing. And talking to some of these guys, they were awesome. So if you're watching this, shout out, keep it real for real. The black one over there is my buddy Will's. He was racing that weekend as well. And then back in the paddock, anything from some Porsches, crazy livery, BMWs with nuts livery, and anything in between. Lo and behold, this Viper looked brand new because I think it actually was. There wasn't a single speck on this thing. It was an ACR, fully ready for track. Oh, man. We noticed that the staging area was getting packed with all the spec cars combined, and you know what, they were all on track at one time. It was nuts. It was at this moment I realized that my focus was completely off, both in the camera and my mind. I needed clarity, I needed a new scene. Did I mention drifting is awesome? By this point, it was getting pretty late in the day. There's only 2 events left. Drifting Games, which is on the main course, and Burnout Contest. The goal of the first challenge is to not hit the boxes and get as close as possible. Today we are all bogans! Apologies on the quality. I had to use my Snapchat. My camera didn't turn out for this. Second event on Drift Games was to hit the soccer ball while in a drift into a goal. You get the drift of this. Haha. Last event of the Drift Games was to do a 360 from a drift and out of a drift as they went back to the pits. Some of these were awesome.
Spoke too soon. He's going like that.
This S14 was the winner in my books because when the event ended, he didn't. He kept going. last event for the day was the Burnout Contest, and this is one of my favorites. And this is why I've freaking loved HyperFest, because remember this Supra, the Drift Supra? Well, now it's the Burnout Supra.
So look at that. All right.
Ellis Miata Burnouts, enough said. Go check out the video in my description after you watch my video. It's a lot better shot.
Is everybody okay? In all seriousness, is everybody okay?
His engine blew up bad. Parts of his engine were literally everywhere. After all that, had some dinner at the campsite, called it a night, and then the next morning, packed it all up and headed back to reality. Alright, so you can't see crap all in here. Ooh, there we go, got that LED light. So, back from HyperFest, the video posted today, that's the day I came back, so came home, made sure I showered and made sure I didn't smell and packed up all my camping stuff. Still got the seat out, so keeping it fresh, but got this video edited. I had a ton of fun, not only editing the video, but the HyperFest in general was just an awesome time. I had a great time hanging out with friends, checking out all walks of life as far as automotive cultures go. Any kind of car stuff you like, it's there, and I highly recommend it. I don't foresee it going anywhere soon. It was a very well-hosted event. Also, shout out to, I met a lot of guys there, a lot of girls and guys there, but some folks with S2000s there. Didn't get your emails or anything like that, but if you're watching this, you are super cool. Keep doing what you do, and thanks a lot for keeping the S2000 life fresh. Highly recommend that you go next year or go out to as many events as you can. Drifting, I always thought it was kind of cool. Never seen it really in person before. I don't know where I've been, living under a rock, I guess, but it's awesome watching it live. It's incredible. Something I would love to go see more and more. But it was a blast. And just that VIR, Virginia International Raceway, is a top-notch place to be. It's just basically like a sanctuary for car people, especially with that event. You're just camping out, hanging out, having a good time. I'm super tired because didn't get that much sleep there. But no regrets. No regrets. Tattoo, maybe? No. Thanks a lot for watching. Be sure to share this video if you think it's cool. I think it did a pretty good representation of what the event was, so if you're curious about HyperFest, what it's all about, that's what it's all about. And if you went, hopefully it brings back memories about what it was. Again, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Like, subscribe. If you've got any questions, let me know. Hit me up. And as always, keep it Club Doty fresh for life. You got to. You need to. Club Doty is a way of life. Oh, if you were there at HyperFest when the Miata blew up, if you remember, they called out for someone to give them a beer if they wanted a beer because the guy just blew up his engine. The guys I was with gave out that beer, and they mentioned over the intercom that Club Doty gave them that beer. So Club Doty Fresh is a real thing. It's not going anywhere. Club Doty for life. Thanks again for watching. Have fun and keep it real. Peace out.